everyone, this is Jess Larson from jesslarson.blogspot.com, and this video is going to follow me as I make a card using my Prismacolored pencils and Kraft cardstock. I first am stamping on the card using Memento black ink, and the stamp is from a hero art set called Good Thoughts. I just stamped it onto a scrap piece of Kraft cardstock, and now I'm taking out my Prismacolored pencils, testing out to see which color looks best on the cardstock up top there. And I think I just went with basic red. I'm not sure if it has a different name. I will look it up and let you know. But what I'm doing here is coloring around the petals with sort of a heavy hand. I'm pushing really hard and applying a lot of that colored pencil to the cardstock. And then I just sort of do a little bit more on the petals with a light touch. So I go heavy around the outside and a little lighter towards the inside on this particular flower. And now I'm taking a bottle of odorless mineral spirits. I got mine at Hobby Lobby. I know that they are available at a lot of craft stores. And then I'm taking a paper stub and dipping it into the mineral spirits and then going onto the paper and starting at the area where I used the heavy hand, where I have the most colored pencil color, and just blending outwards or inwards, you know, depending on where I colored on that particular petal. And this just sort of provides a nice shading technique. It's really easy to do, and it kind of gives it that look that you used maybe a lot of colored pencils when you just really use the one. And it provides a really nice soft look for the colored pencils, and it's worked surprisingly well on Kraft cardstock. I wasn't sure if it was going to turn out. So now I'm just trying to test to see what other colors I'm going to use, and I finished coloring it in using that mineral spirits technique the whole time. And now I'm going around and accenting the card with a white gel pen. I believe that is the Jelly Roll brand gel pen. It's the only one I've ever used. I know that there are quite a few out there, but this one works pretty good for me, so I'll stick with it for now. But I'm going around just kind of wherever I feel like putting white accent. There is no rhyme or reason to how I am placing that. I tried to place it all, you know, kind of on the same side, but I just kind of did my own thing. Now here I'm taking the Tonic paper distressor. I'm not sure if it has a different name, but it's a Tim Holtz product, I believe. And I am going around and distressing the edges of that little craft piece. And the distressor head just has little blades inside of it that rough up the edges and kind of give it that worn look. And you can kind of decide how rough you want them to be. Next, I take Distress Ink by Tim Holtz and Ranger and Antique Linen and my foam applicator tool, and I ink up the outsides of both the card base, a standard A2 size card in purple cardstock, as well as the Kraft element, and I'm inking them both up. Next, I'm going to stamp my sentiment on there. That is from the Hero Arts Everyday Sayings set, and it says, "Thinking of you." And again, with the Memento black ink, that is a favorite ink. You'll probably see it in every video I do. And I'm just going ahead and centering it on there with my acrylic block, and I'm going to stamp that on there. I haven't adhered the top piece because I wasn't quite sure where it was going to go, so I wanted to have the freedom to kind of move it around a little bit. So now I'm taking my pink ATG gun. I got that at Michael's, and I am just applying some adhesive to the back of that piece and applying it to the front of the card. And I eyeball it. Sometimes I feel like busting out the gridded mat, which is right next to me, and centering it, but I opted not to. Now I decided that card needed just a little finishing embellishment, and I am going to put some twine, purple and white twine, across the front of it. So I just punctured a hole in the spine of the card using the Tonic paper piercer. That's retractable like the Kraft knife that Tonic also has. And then I'm going to thread the twine through that hole, and let me tell you, that hole was just barely big enough for that twine to go through. So it takes me a long time to get it in there, but I finally do. And then there's a knot in the twine that I have to untie. So I use my paper piercer again and kind of pull that knot apart and get it untied. And then I tie a bow. I don't really have a secret for tying a bow. I just kind of tie and pull it out and, you know, tighten it again and tie it and pull it out. That's really the only tip I can give you, is just to keep playing with it. So I don't know. I know that there's other people who have other techniques, but that's usually works pretty well for me. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of adjusting it and getting it placed where I want it to go, and then I snip off the ends. And now I am just going to finish the whole piece and tie it together by accenting my sentiment with a white gel pen. And that is really all there is to it. It was really fun to try out a new technique, and I will definitely be doing this again. Thanks for watching, and for more information on other cards and what I'm up to, check out jesslarson.blogspot.com.